Hello student, welcome to the session of electronic component and circuit in which we will learn the electronic material. Let's start with the contents. First about electronic material, second conductor, insulator and semiconductor, types of semiconductor, p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor. So first, what is band theory? The band theory of a solid in different form, the other because the atoms are arranged very close to each other such that the energy levels of the outermost orbital electron are affected, but the energy level of the innermost electron is not affected by the neighboring atoms. In the band theory of solid, there are many energy bands, but the following are the three most important energy bands in solid. First is valence band, conduction band and forbidden band. Now let's discuss about valence band. It is basically defined as the energy band that comprises of valence electron present in the outermost orbit of an atomic structure. The valence band contains the outermost electrons of the atoms. This is the band in which electrons have the highest energy. As this band is a lower energy state, therefore, by the application of externally applied potential, the electrons in this band moves out of it and transfer toward the higher state as to allow the conduction through the material. Now the next band is conduction band. Conduction band is defined as that they consist of free electrons that are responsible for conduction. Thus this band is named so. The conduction band is higher than that of the valence band. The electrons have the energy sufficient to free from the binding with its individual atoms. Electrons in this band moves freely within the atomic lattice of material. Now the next band is forbidden energy band. The energy gap between the valence band and conduction band is known as the forbidden energy gap. Now the first electronic material are classified into three parts. First is insulator, conductor and semiconductor. Let's discuss one by one. First, insulator. The valence band of those materials remains full of electrons. The conduction band of those materials remains empty. The forbidden gap between the conduction band and valence band is widest. The difference is more than 4 electron volt. Crossing the forbidden energy gap from valence band to the conduction band require a large amount of energy. The examples of insulators are mica, glass, rubber, wood, etc. The next is conductor. The valence band and the conduction band are overlap on each other in conductors. There is no forbidden energy gap here, so energy gap that is equals to 0 electron volt. At absolute zero temperature, large number of electrons remain in the conduction band. The resistance of conductor is very low. Large number of charge carriers are available here. So the electricity can pass easily through the conductors. Examples of conductors are aluminum, silver, etc. The next term is semiconductor. Semiconductor is an important category of materials which are neither insulator nor conductor. The forbidden energy gap in such material is very small. The forbidden gap is about 1 electron volt. Gallium, arsenide, germanium, silicon are some of the most commonly used semiconductors. Silicon is used in the electronic circuit, fabrication, and the gallium arsenide is used in the solar cell, laser dart, etc. Now the semiconductors are classified into two parts. First is the intrinsic semiconductor, second one is the extrinsic semiconductor. Let's discuss first intrinsic semiconductor. A sample of semiconductor in its purest form is called as an intrinsic semiconductor. The impurity elements in intrinsic semiconductor is very small, of the order of 1 part in 100 millionth part of semiconductor. Now the next term is extrinsic semiconductor. In order to change the properties of intrinsic semiconductors, a small amount of some material is added into it. A process of adding the other material in pure semiconductor is called doping. The impurity element is added is called dopant. This type of semiconductor is called extrinsic semiconductor. Now, extrinsic semiconductor is classified into two parts. First is p-type semiconductor, another one is the n-type semiconductor. Let's discuss p-type semiconductor. When a small amount of travelent impurity is added into a pure semiconductor, it is called p-type semiconductor. The trivalent impurity has 3 valence electrons. These elements are such as gallium, indium, boron. Such impurities are called acceptor impurities. As shown in the diagram, in p-type semiconductor, gallium added into silicon structure. The gallium atom has 3 valence electrons. The 3 electrons of gallium form a covalent bond with the 3 adjacent silicon atoms. The 4th covalent bond in the valence cell is incomplete. So, this incomplete cell is known as a hole. This means that each gallium atom added into a silicon atom gives one hole. Majority charge carriers are hole in p-type semiconductor. The next term is n-type semiconductor. When a small amount of pentavalent impurity is added into a pure semiconductor, it is called n-type semiconductor. The pentavalent impurity has 5 valence electrons. These elements are such as bismuth, phosphorus, antimony, etc. Such impurities are called donor impurities. As shown in the diagram, in n-type semiconductor, arsenic is added into a silicon structure. The arsenic atom has 5 valence electrons. The 4 electrons of arsenic form a covalent bond with the 4 adjacent silicon atoms. The 5th electron has no chance of forming a covalent bond. So, this pair electron is called free electron. The majority charge carriers are electrons in n-type semiconductor. Now the assignment questions. Discuss electronic material, compare conductor, semiconductor and insulator, explain semiconductor and types of semiconductors, explain p-type semiconductor, explain n-type semiconductor. You can scan a QR code to attempt a quiz from this video, or you can go through the link given in the description box. Thank you.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.